My name is John Claude, by way of Forsyth, Georgia, aka Monroe County, known as Seven City, and I'm a film director, film producer, artist, business owner, city community activist, husband, father, brother, son, you know what I'm saying? I wear a lot of hats and I wear them proud. The way I developed my confidence and just who I am as a person, I would say, I remember being young and I remember going to school and I would get to the cafeteria in the morning and all the kids at school, they came in that day and they was talking about wrestling. And everybody was just talking about wrestling and I had no input because I never watched wrestling because I didn't grow up like that. Like I was outside, you know what I'm saying? And they was like, what you like you, and I was just like, I never watched it. So I went home that day. And that night I watched wrestling. Oh, we can't watch wrestling. I wasn't even into it. And when I got back to the cafeteria in the morning, when everybody was talking about wrestling, I was so fake. I was just putting in a little input here and there, but it wasn't me, you know what I'm saying? That same year, I was in the 7th grade. That same year, I was hanging out with my mom once, and she went to FedEx, Kinko's or whatever, and she met a guy. And the guy, he owned the club. He was a real popular guy. I wasn't aware of who he was, but my mom's a performer, so she knew everybody. So the guy walked up to me with a stack of flyers for a team party. It was like, here, man, I want you to pass these out, and you come to the party, I'll let you and your friends in free. And I was like, okay, cool. And I went to my hometown, passed these flyers out everywhere. And then we didn't have cell phones back then, you know what I'm saying? We had home phones. So the home phone rings and I pick it up and this guy named Lil Quint. Lil Quint is the most popular rapper from my hometown. He's the biggest drug dealer. Like they got all the cars, all the money. And he said, hey man, you the one passing these flyers out? I said, yeah. He said, where you get these from? I said, I got them from the owner of the club. He said, you know G Money? I said, I guess. He said, G Money's the owner of the club. What do he look like? I said, light-skinned, bald-head dude, whole bunch of jewelry on. He said, yeah, that's G Money. He said, look, G Money's having a party and T.I. and Bone Crusher's gonna be performing. And I wanna rap at that party that night. I wanna perform. He said, man, hit him up, ask him. So I hit my mama up. I told my mama what they said. My mom was like, no, them boys be, you just meeting this dude. Don't do all that. And I was like, okay, mama. Rebel, hit G Money up. Hey, I got these dudes, man. They trying to perform or whatever. Cause really, I'm trying to get in with them. Like they want to perform. He valued my mom so much, he didn't want to tell me no. He was just like, tell him to give me $1,000. He tried to like just throw something out there and run them off. Tell him to give me $1,000. He didn't know these were drug dealers with money. So I go back and say, G Money said y'all can do it, man. G Money said just 1,500. Man, they all start pulling out money. They start putting their money together. And then one dude eventually paid. He was just like, all right, no, you got change. Look, everybody pay me back. And he paid the 1,500 himself. And when he paid the 1,500, I took the money, put 500 in my pocket. First 500 I ever made. Took the $1,000, gave the $1,000 to G Money. He was shocked because he was really trying to run them off. So he counted the 1,000. He gave me 500. He put the 500 in his pocket. Now I got 1,000. I made my first $1,000 in the 7th grade. After that moment, I've been John Claude ever since. I never watched wrestling. I never tried to fit into nobody else's nothing. I didn't never go back to the table over there. From that day on, I started trying to write my own raps. I started trying to sell my own weed. I started trying to develop my something. And that $1,000 lasted me till I was in the 10th grade. I flipped that $1,000 till I was in the 10th grade. I didn't go broke again until I was in the 10th grade. After that, I started rapping. I didn't know how to record music or know a studio. We would gather up in circles and I would rap, which led to me eventually getting to karaoke, 2 tapes, doubling up to selling tapes. And people would get in a line and buy them. Got a Tascam, learn how to record better. Started recording. I used to go to Macon to this place called Bill Harden Music. And I would go over there and buy equipment, and eventually the guy who paid the money for the concert to do the show, he started letting me come to his house and record. And I would make beats and rap with them. And off of selling my CDs, I made so much money. One time I showed it to my mom, and she got upset and wanted to hold the money. You don't need to have all this money. Oh, you know, it ain't no big. I gave that money to my mom. Man, when I tell you, when I went back to get that money back, man, that shit was low as hell. As soon as I asked for them, I got mad. I said, Mama, what you? She said, well, what about when you this? What about when I bought you that? What about when you ate this? What about when? I was like, man, you ain't tell me that's what that money was. That was the first time I learned, don't show people what you got. You know what I'm saying? Keep your money low, you know what I'm saying? So I learned to be humble with what I had then, and don't be trying to show off and so anxious to let people know what you got. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Mama taught me that. But eventually, you know what I'm saying, I got to buying shoes and clothes and studio equipment, but even though I had spent all the money, I had everything I needed. I had different steps of reeling in the people, you know what I'm saying? Like, I reeled in different type of people at different stages of my life. You know, young, even before the entrepreneurship, I had a big influence on people. You know, a lot of kids couldn't hang with me. I remember being a kid, walking down the street once with this kid named Donald Battle, and his mama saw him hang, and she stopped the car, made him get in the car, chunked him off. He got in the car and pulled off because he knew he wasn't supposed to be hanging with me. You know what I'm saying? Since I was 6 years old, I was smoking cigarettes and waking up in the morning, walking to Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was 6 years old, I got run over by a car. Missed a whole year of school. You know what I'm saying? Everybody expecting me to die. Like, I still got scars on my body right now from an accident that happened when I was 6. So it was bad, you know what I'm saying? But so at that young age, like, I was different. So by the time I got to middle school and started rapping, I started my own gang. But it shows like you can mislead the wrong people, like mislead people if you got the wrong leader. Because everybody followed me and stood behind me. I was such a troubled kid, I wasn't allowed to play sports in junior high. Like, middle school, no field trips, no sports, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? I was really pissed about that. But later on in life, when I look back at who I was, they had to separate me from the kids because I was the leader and I was misleading them. I had started my own gang. My gang was called Crenshaw Mafia. Being so young, not even knowing that Crenshaw was a place that I had never been in my life. Crenshaw was a place I had never been in my life. I just woke up one day and decided we wearing orange. And like, it got to where everybody in my gang would wear orange on Thursdays. And then next thing you know, the girls would wear orange, then the lanes, the football players, the basketball. Eventually, by the end of the year, everybody wore orange on Thursday, even the teachers. And nobody knew why, but me and my gang knew. You know what I'm saying? We started it. A lot of the student body knew we was a gang, but you know, people didn't know. And like, so it was like that kind of influence. Then by the time I got to high school, when I got to high school, I walked in and seen everybody playing sports and seen how athletic these people were, but I knew for a fact, I'm stronger than him, faster than him, I'm better than them. And I seen this dude named Stephen Murray. He was supposed to be the strong guy. He was lifting, and when he got up, I got under the weight and the coaches was like, who is this? You know what I'm saying? They couldn't keep me from sports no more. It was new school, new reputation, new coaches, new everything. And man, they made me an athlete. And man, I became a great athlete, and the whole community got behind me then because I scored 3-4 touchdowns in a game. You know what I'm saying? I turned into muscle, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't worked out in 20 years, but I worked out so much and had got so muscular then that all these years later, I'm still somewhat cut, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, I developed a whole circle and a whole following from sports. But at the same time, a lot of the other kids do sports and they go home and do their homework and go home to rules and stuff. And my mom was strict too, you know what I'm saying? But my mom was busy, you know what I'm saying? My mom was a performer, a beautiful woman. My mom was busy. So it was like, I went where I wanted to go, you know? I ain't have to go nowhere and smash my girl. My girl came to the crib. I smashed her at the crib. You know what I'm saying? When some folks sold drugs, they had to go sneaking. So, like, I was at my grandma's house sitting at the table bagging up a QP, and grandma's in the kitchen and come in the room where I'm at and wash clothes. Like, nobody and kind of did what we wanted to do. So, you know, it's like it balanced eventually, but over time, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of that love turned into, you know, people see you doing your thing, but I think that they be young, and as they get older and they see that every time you come around, this is a good way to put it. A person can go buy a fake pair of Gucci shoes and they put them on and they just love them. And then all of a sudden when another man walk in the room with the real Gucci shoes on and he comes stand beside you, now you're wondering who's noticing your shoes. And you no longer want to stand beside that person because you feel, but really nobody, it's just you. It's on the inside, how you feel, you know what I'm saying? It's like, people started to move away, you know what I'm saying? People would still dap me and show me love, and the older I get and the more it came around, I got less handshakes, less acknowledgement, and people ignored me for a while. When they seen my growth, like I'm talking about, man, I'm wearing real down. I'm in the same store as Gucci Man buying a Jacob at the same time. That before everybody taking pictures and shit. But I'm knowing Gucci, like we shopping, we buying things. I'm at Lenox. People don't even know what Lenox is. But at a young age, I'm doing all of these things and I'm moving around. Then when I come to town, like, well, it's like, motherfucker look right over my ass. Like, they didn't even see that shit. But what it was, it made them feel insecure, and they wouldn't acknowledge my growth and where I had went. Even though they were a part of where I started at, and they gave me the fire to get where I was going. But by the time I started really getting there, it's like, everybody knew in the back of their mind, even though I had become John Claude, and I was smiling, and I had this costume on, they knew I was still John on the inside. And they knew that there were consequences. And everybody respected me in my face. And they would whisper over there though, you know what I'm saying? Eventually, it got to where instead of getting mad, I got more clever. I got smarter. I said, man, damn, these people ain't fucking with me. How do I? And it taught me, why would they show love to you filming you and your song and your video at your event? So I got to where I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna get these 6 people to all put in $100 a piece. Even though this shit costs $2,000, I'm gonna take they 6 and I'm gonna put the rest of it in with my money. I could pay for all of it, but when I pay for all of it, they hate. So let's take these 6 people that all got motion and let's put their money in, and then they'll push it, and then they'll share it, and then they people will pull up and support, and my shit can grow. And then I started learning, the more I we, the more I us, the more I y'all. For the most part, that's really where it wasn't the we and the, it was the y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember one point in time, I had got so smooth with the shit that I was doing a web series, and there was some niggas that didn't even deserve my attention. But them niggas had 10,000 followers. I had 10,000 followers. And when we stand together, we got 20. But we were so far away, I couldn't reach they 10, but I needed them. So I told wifey, I'm finna go put such and such and such and such in this web series. She said, man, why would you do that, man? Them fuck niggas, man, they don't even deserve it. She don't talk like that, but you know, that's basically what she, you know, I said, baby, I said, we're gonna put them in here for 5 minutes. I said, we're gonna make them look real cool for 5 minutes. We're gonna put all the props around them. We're gonna make sure that their music playing, that it's perfect for 5 minutes. I said that they gonna share that 5 minutes to their whole 10. They gonna tell everybody they know about them 5 minutes. I said, and then when them 5 minutes over, they gotta watch us for an hour and a half. I said, and then we got their 10. She said, you slick, you slick. I said, it ain't slick, it's just strategic. And I learned, I never got mad. Like some people get mad and act out. That's how you go to jail. Soon as I almost get mad, I just start thinking. You know what I'm saying? So like that's how I work my way out of those hard times and those times of me wondering. I worked my way out of it. I thought my way out of it. I grind my way out of it. I shared my way out of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shit, that's how I did it. You know, when I go to these city council meetings and I speak to these people, I can't just come up there and just, yeah, you know, we finna do 7 City Day and we're gonna block all the streets and everybody gonna come to the park where everybody used to sell drugs at. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, it's like, no, we're gonna do a community unity event. We're gonna do a beginner's golf course. We're gonna do a 3-on-3 basketball tournament for the youth. You know, a car show, like, and I present it like that. And that's really what it is, but you know what I'm saying? Like, just, you gotta adapt. You go in certain rooms, it's Seven City Day. You go in certain rooms, it's community unity event. And family very important to me. At one point in my life, man, I had made money. I had been places, had drove everything, been through different cribs and condos and so many things that took place in my life, but it's like I still was missing something. I still wasn't satisfied. And it wasn't that I hadn't gotten to where I wanted to be and stuff. I didn't know what it was. And I don't know if it was like a form of depression or I don't know what it was. You know, sometimes I thought it was because all the people that I thought would go with me and be at the top with me wasn't there, and I was alone, and they had opportunity to be there. It just didn't make sense to bring them along when they didn't come when they had the chance for the journey. You can't miss the work and then be there for the championship, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't know what it was. And then all of a sudden, my daughter was born. As soon as I had my daughter, that was it. I realized that that's what I was missing. I finally cared about something or somebody more than myself. Cared about something more than I did all of my dreams and all of my goals. When you find somebody that's about to die and you say, no, I'll go. That's when, that's real love, you know what I'm saying? That's something like, and it got me to the point where it turned me up, bro. Just knowing who I used to be, knowing the life I lived when I was 6, knowing how busy my mom was and how she always had somewhere to be, like, man, it's made me a better father, made me a better man, you know what I'm saying? Made me go hard. So family is important, you know what I'm saying? So my daughter sparked all of that. But really, you know, I got a great wife. I got a great woman. Leanne is like, when you see me, you see the reflection of the work Leanne and I put in behind the closed doors that they don't see. The strategic plans, the you know, just, I remember my first time getting ready to go on a date with my woman. It was her birthday. She wanted me to meet her at Red Lobster. Me and my woman been together so long, we didn't even have GPS back then. So she was like, meet me at Camp Creek on Red Lobster on Camp Creek. I said, all right, I'm coming. I got there so late because I got lost. I'm from Forsyth, you know what I'm saying? I'm in Atlanta, I'm getting lost. Man, I pull up, I get out the car. I'm so late, the party's over. She's kind of sad and mad. She already loved me. She ain't never met nobody like me in her life. She already loved me. So she didn't leave. She just standing out there by herself. And it was kind of sad. And I got out the car and she bust out laughing. And it cheered her up when I got out the car. And I said, what you laughing at? She said, man, I was mad at you for being late, but I'm glad you was late now. I said, why? She said, because what the hell you got on? My friends could never see you. She said, my friends could never see you like that. And bro, I had my best outfit on. The best one I had. I had on a Fat Farm sweater. It was baby blue stripes and pink, yellow stripes, and it was white. It was a Fat Farm sweater. I had on some baby blue Dickie pants, and I had on some white Air Force Ones. And man, you know, wifey laughed at me so hard. And after that, you know, I chilled up and told everything that happened and we was cool. And the next time me and her hung out, she took me to Lenox Mall and took me to the Express store and bought me some clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't even heard of Lenox, had never been there. And that's, you know what I'm saying? That just showed me, like, she just was like, you don't got nothing. I see, you know what I'm saying? I see your potential. I work at Pizza Hut. You know, I got a couple dollars and shit, little credit card and stuff. Come on, I buy my clothes here. I'll get you 2 shirts and a pair of jeans, you know what I'm saying? Like, and after that right there, bro, I got to start dressing up, start dressing different. My image changed, you know what I'm saying? People start looking at me different. But it all rooted from the woman that eventually would be my wife. Like, I'm very into family, community, like helping. Like, if people had to help me, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. Like, I've never been afraid to ask. Like, I remember being young, man, I see a car come down the street, man, I'll go talk to him and tell him who I am, tell him what I'm working on, and be who I say I am, tell him the truth, and he'll turn around and pull up and let's do a video with your shit. And then years later, my car pull up beside your car and you're proud of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you remember when I was asking to stand beside yours. You feel me? So, like, I like to help people. When people, all it takes is just to ask though, you know what I'm saying? Just be big on that. But as far as the film thing, I love film. It's what my passion is. It's different, you know what I'm saying? It came to me through music, you know. I was directing my own videos, and I realized that a video ain't nothing but a smaller version of a short film. A short film is nothing but a quarter of a movie, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I just kept it going to the point of, you know, we doing movies. I remember my first movie, you know, I was hanging out with my friends. We was fishing and shit, and they was talking about a situation that took place. And one of the homies was like, man, that sounds like a movie. He was like, yeah. And then what if goddamn bro had a this? We all laughing. I put my fishing rod down. I went to the car, which was my rap book at the time. Came with my rap book. And then I'm listening. And then they all get quiet. And I say, and what happened after that? They was like, what you talking about? I say, we said it was like a movie. So if this happened and that happened, now what happens after that? Man, you tripping. And nobody saw the vision, you know what I'm saying? But I kept writing it. And next time I got with them, I read it over and let them hear what I had. And they was like, damn, so you gonna write a movie? And they started giving me some ideas and we started talking. Man, we made a whole movie. You know what I'm saying? And that shit birthed where I am today. The home I live in today with my family, I bought from a check from a movie. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to things that I'm doing today, I'm literally cooking on 12 pots at one time and I ain't burning nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got the Trust Issues, the movie, out right now. Yesterday, we was just streaming. We was #2 recommended in the world yesterday. The movie Life was #1 recommended in the world. I was #2 and Click was #3 with Adam Sandler. You know what I'm saying? So that's a blessing, you know what I'm saying? Like, those people famous. Everybody know those people. Like, I'm just John Claude from Forsyth, Georgia. I'm John, you know what I'm saying? So that mean the world to me. And I didn't even know. Somebody else sent it and showed me and I was like, hey, okay, we're doing good. So, you know, yeah, like Trust Issues, the movie is thriving right now. I have the behind the scenes footage, which is like behind the scenes of Trust Issues, the movie, which is gonna be a documentary that's getting ready to drop. It's finished, it's completed, edited, waiting on the graphics to come. We about to drop that. The script that I wrote is getting edited right now into literature form to make that a book. So that's just that project. At the same time, I'm doing the Jerry Anderson story. Jerry Anderson is a guy that did 29 years in prison. He was pardoned in 2019 by Barack Obama. He made $3 million a week in the 80s selling cocaine, and he's from Middle Georgia. And now that he's out of jail, his family reached out to me, asked me to do them a movie, and that's what I'm cooking up right now. I'm about a good 80% done with that. I have another guy named Tony Fair, who's a very professional guy. He do really good work. He's filming a BTS behind the scenes footage of Jerry Anderson. So that's being filmed and edited at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably do the same with the script as for a book. You know what I'm saying? I also have my music that I'm working on right now, which is actually 98% done. It's called Just Human. The reason I named my tape Just Human is because, like, I don't want to be a gangster no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be a street dude that no drugs or plotting or scheming on somebody or taking from somebody or, you know, a womanizer or, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be none of that no more. Like, I'm just human. Like, to listen to my music, man, to relate to my music, just be human. And there's going to be something in there that's going to make sense to you. It's going to be something in there that you're going to feel like, I wrote that just for you. I was speaking to you. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm at with my music. When I make my music, it's for you to feel something. Like my type of rap, I named it Soul Flow. because it's like I want you to feel it in your soul. Like sometimes I make a song, I don't rap about Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday. I might make up a name like Johnny or Kim, and I'll make up a story. And when you listen to it, that shit'll bring tears to your eyes because you feel for Johnny. But Johnny represents anybody that's in that situation or been going through that, or somebody you know that's going through that, or you may feel like you're on the way to that. Sometimes I'll rap that Johnny's demise, or sometimes I'll rap Johnny or Kim coming out of it and how they did it, or the way God worked, or how you work, what you can do to yourself, and also how you can help yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just so I try to make music like that. Like 12-year-old me was doing the right thing. 12-year-old me was in the room writing 100 songs, recording, making beats, believing that he could be the biggest person in the world. You know what I'm saying? But if I could go back and talk to me and go back in time, I would probably go back to the 19, 20, 21-year-old me and tell him there's enough time to go to work and rap. There's enough hours in the day to rap and go to work. You know what I'm saying? Because people got to understand that if you don't have the money to do it, someone else has to pay it for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's some people don't understand that they live with somebody and that when you eat, it costs them money. When you watch TV, it costs them money. When you drive the car, the gas costs money, the insurance, the note, the everything, you know what I'm saying? And some people just, they just kids and they don't get it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like I would be way ahead of where I am. You know what I'm saying? If I had just started working sooner. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I probably only worked 2 years my whole life. But it's not because I didn't want to. It's like, that shit was just hard for me. You know what I'm saying? My dad never worked. My dad never had much though. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't looking at that. What I was looking at is, okay, I want to have a nice car. My dad never. I want to be able to have a nice home. I wasn't really looking at, like, nah, have something for you. Like, when you turn 60, you know what I'm saying? When you turn 50, when you turn 40, like, you need to have something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's important to have something to share and pass down. So, you know what I'm saying? At a young age, I wish I'd tell myself, like, get focused. Get focused. Cause I let people know, hey man, I didn't just become John Claude overnight. Like, I jogged in place for a long time. Like, I was going nowhere. It took some lessons. It took to bump my head. It took for me to learn to listen to some people. Some people taught me some stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I lost a lot of times. I watched other people win. I watched people laugh in my face. You know what I'm saying? It took some time, but when I got it, I got it. You know what I'm saying? I got it. I understood it. I learned it. And I taught everybody that was willing to listen. I dropped it on anybody that was willing to pick it up. Some people didn't get it, but a lot of them did. And they come to me and it's deeper than rap. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to lead by example. Like, all the way now, I take my baby to the bank with me. I let her hand them the money. I show her, like, when I make money, I show it to her. We count it together. She ain't really counting, you know what I'm saying? But I make sure that she see me do it. When I go pay bills, I take her with me. I show her what's going on, you know what I'm saying? Like my daughter makes 10% of anything Not Law Digital makes. Every time a check comes, she gets 10% and it goes to her account. So when she gets older, she got enough money to do what needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? She has a life insurance policy already, whole life. When she gets older, she's never gonna have to go to a bank or borrow money. She's gonna be able to borrow money from her own insurance policy to put the money into, you know what I'm saying? Like, people don't understand. You can get not regular insurance, you can get whole life insurance policy, and you can start paying it at a young age. By the time you get 21 years old, 18, get ready to go to college. When it's time for you to go to college, I can take the money out of the bank, pay for your funeral now, and the rest of the money, you can invest it into your future. So it's like, it's different financial ways just to do things, you know what I'm saying, that I understand now, and I'm setting my children up for that already. So they really ain't got to do nothing but survive and stay out of trouble. But thinking how I grew up, who knows what the hell, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, man, my baby's gonna be set up. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be set up. I've been a selfless person for so long. I've been stopped worrying about myself. I've been stopped thinking about myself. And it's not a good thing because there's so many countries and places I could have been to that I didn't go. The money that I spent on the community, I could have went to Aruba. You know what I'm saying? Some people will brag about how much money they made this year. Like, I could brag about how much money I shared this year. But I'm not a bragger, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm just saying is, I'm wired different. I'm just different. When I pray, I ask God to give me billions so that I can share millions. Because that's what I want to do. What's going on, world? This your boy John Claude, man. Community activist, film director, producer, artist, CEO, Not Law Digital. If y'all want to find me, man, y'all find me on Instagram at John Claude. That is JONCLAWD. Facebook as well. And not only that, if you really just want to dig deep, man, just Google John Claude and everything will pop up and you just click what you want to go into. And not only that, y'all already know, man, y'all tuned in. Deepino.com. Nothing better. No better quality. It don't get no better than this. You know what time it is.